Joseph, Missouri in 1859 was where the West began. You could see it beginning. The west end of town was given over to the stock drovers and cowboys and fed beef to the east via the Hannibal and St. Joe Railroad. The eastern end was brick-built, substantial, a little stuffy. East St. Joseph made its living off West St. Joe, but the cowboy was not welcome in the banker's home.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce our distinguished guest, Senator Gwynn of California. The senator has something of great importance to say. Senator?
The charming Miss Anne is right. The lack of communication between my state and the rest of the United States is a block in the progress of the whole nation. True, there's a stagecoach line connecting Missouri with California along the southern route, but it's too slow and too long. Mr. Anderson and I propose to cut straight across the desert with a relay line of fast horses ridden by brave young men. We're going to make California for the first time one of the United States. Now, I'm not going to interrupt this fine party any longer with business talk. Thank you. You know, if I told my friends in California about this, they'd never believe me.
No?
St. Joe has a reputation in California, but not for gracious living.
The responsible element in St. Joseph is hardly pleased that our city is chiefly known as the home of a notorious gambling house.
And its equally notorious proprietor. Sam Cotton, the man who opened up trade with 5 Indian tribes, and once, when they were lost, rescued the United States Cavalry.
Settled down in St. Joseph to run a dance hall for drunken cowboys and payday railroad booths.
Oh, I don't think Sam's a settling kind. I met him once out west. However, I certainly am not going to leave St. Joe...
St. Joseph, please.
Well, St. Joseph, without seeing him, and the happy chance.
Cotton has been out of town. He may be back, though. But the happy chance...
Don't tell me it's closed, right when I'm on my first visit to St. Joe.
Oh, no, not closed. But while he was away, the people who really care about our town took a hand. There will be a new happy chance to greet Mr. Cotton on his return.
Clean up?
Yes.
Ah, reinforcements. Michael, may I present Mr. Peter Marquette of the Southern Stage Company?
How do you do, Mr. House?
I took the liberty of asking him to meet us here.
That's quite all right. I heard about Mr. Marquette from St. Louis. I hope he will come in with us on the Pony Express, huh?
Miss Anderson, may I present Mr. Peter Marquette?
How do you do?
Miss Anne Anderson, Mr. Marquette?
How do you do?
Delighted.
Marquette, I was just about to make a proposal.
With 2 such lovely daughters in the house, Senator, proposals would be inevitable.
This is my wife, Mr. Marquette.
Beg your pardon, Mrs. Anderson.
Marquette, I was proposing that you all be my guests for a short tour of West St. Joe.
Here's your tally book, Sam.
Thank you, D.A.
book in the saddlebag.
They run him down to where there wasn't worth bringing home, almost.
Anyhow, we told him not to steal Sam Cotton's things. That's money in the bank. How's the happy chance been raking it in, Judge?
Hey, you two get your bath and your clean clothes. We go to the books together.
Bath in a tub, huh? I could go for that.
Bring the tally book back with you. Oh, good evening, Mr. Arneson. Bar on the left, tables on the right, fun all over the place, eh?
Yes.
Get your partners for the polka.
Give me a drink. I said, give me a drink.
Wait your turn, fella.
Just a minute. Outside. I said outside. No hard feelings, just don't try it again. And she cried and cried and cried and cried. Well, let's go. You're as pretty as you're ever gonna be.
Here, Ringo, take this book.
Oh, no, not me. When I'm dressed up, I'm dressed up. And I ain't marring my gentlemanly appearance with no cow papers. Dog my catch. Oh, Susanna.
You pretending to misunderstand when the senator introduced us. With two such lovely daughters in the house, proposals would be inevitable, Senator.
Well, it's rather clever of me, don't you think? Now your husband believes we are perfect strangers.
You're very clever, Peter. But you're up against smart men. I have ideas. Maybe we have something in common.
Maybe. Don't forget it's because of your tip that I'm here.
Bourbon toddy and a glass of port wine.
Yes, sir.
To City Lights, gentlemen.
And city liquor.
I brought the tally book, Judge, and
How about the next dance, huh?
hey, wait a minute.
What's this for?
A custom of the house, my friend.
Thanks.
Ringo, I just got shot in the tally book. I
I certainly want to apologize for that wrangler annoying you, ma'am.
Why, he seemed very friendly.
Then I stopped him just in time. That's the way he starts. He's a very dangerous character.
Oh.
Woman crazy, that's what he is. It's a terrible thing.
It must be.
Miss Arneson, may I present Miss...
Why, I'd burn this building down. I'd sell up for old lumber before I'd have a lady like you insulted.
You mean you own this dance hall?
Of course he does.
Yep, she's all mine.
Then you must be Sam Cotton.
That's right.
I've heard of you.
You have?
Rich, aren't you?
I reckon.
How much did you pay that cowboy for letting you throw him out? Oh, you'll do anything to impress a lady, won't you? Take care of yourself, killer. And I mean lady killer.
I've been wanting to see you, Mr. Cotton. We met in California back in 1855.
Well, you'd better tell Miss Arneson about it, because she'll probably prove to you I was never in California.
Sure.
Met up with a lady, eh? Always knowed it would happen. Always told you, Sam, that genuine ladies wouldn't have nothing to do with a rough character like you. Now, when I was your age, I associated with nothing.
All right. Let's get the business started, Judge. I've got an idea. I'm going to call on the Arnesons.
Yeah? You'll get throwed right out in your rough neck. Now, if it's me,
fella.
and me
You've
20
had too
years
much to
younger,
drink.
why,
You can't play in here anymore tonight.
I want to play.
You've had enough.
Why don't you let this fella play?
Orders are no drunks gamble in this town.
You're new here, aren't you? Red Dwyer had this post for years.
Never heard of him.
I've been away. I'm Sam Cotton, the boss here.
I wouldn't know anything about that, friend. I get my orders from Sheriff Steele.
McAllister was sheriff when I left.
He was killed in a bank robbery. Which side he was on is still being argued over.
Who's the new sheriff?
A friend of Arneson's in the reform crowd. The place has to close at midnight every night.
Midnight? We'll go broke.
That's right. Here, take a look. The last page tells the story. A fine profit turned into a nasty loss.
Well, that's too bad. I kind of like this business.
You know, maybe this was a good thing to have happened. You ought to put your money in something solid and dependable.
That's what you told me when you got me to buy this place.
Well, I was right then. Look at all the money you've made. Look at all the smart men who've offered to buy it.
Yeah, it was a gold mine. I wonder who we can sell it to.
Nobody except at a loss. I've approached all the people who used to want to buy. They've all heard about the 12 o'clock closing.
Hey, wait a minute. When did Marquette get in town?
By golly, you're right. He just came up the river on the boat this evening.
You know, he's tried to get me to sell this place a dozen times. He's always wanted the Happy Chance as a terminal for his stagecoaches.
well, what you waiting for?
Corner Marquette. Get him down to the hotel lobby.
What happened to Marquette, Mr. Arneson?
He will be alone. Let's go in the library and get ready for him.
Howdy, Judge.
Oh, hello, Sam.
Good evening. I've come to call, ma'am.
But Mr. Cotton,
Oh, don't worry, ma'am. I'm socially pure now. Since the Happy Chance seemed to bar me from your society, I've sold her, ma'am.
but an hour ago
Yes, but I couldn't do it any sooner, ma'am.
Will you stop calling me ma'am?
It's certainly friendly of you, Anne.
Miss Arneson.
Feeling better than you did, young man?
Yes, thanks.
Gentlemen.
Hello, Marquette.
I'm sorry if I was rude to you at the Happy Chance, Judge. But it isn't every day you get shot in the tally book.
You must tell me about it sometime.
I remember you from California, don't I, Judge?
Yes, I have the honor of being senator of that great state now.
Well, congratulations.
You're not doing so badly yourself. A Happy Chance is quite a place.
I just sold her. You know, things move fast in St. Joe.
Really?
Some things don't move as fast as you think they do, Mr. Cotton. What do you plan to do now that you're out of the saloon business?
I'm going to sit on your doorstep, Miss Arneson. I'm way behind on my courtings.
Looking for a job, young man?
Could be, if it's in St. Joe.
I'm talking of a Pony Express, a really line of fast horses to carry the mail to Sacramento and back. It seems to me we could use a man like you, if you'd care to come and talk to Mr. Arneson.
Oh, is Miss Ann's father in on this?
He'll be president of the company. You'd be working directly with him.
Sounds all right. Pony Express, here I come.
Right this way, then, if you'll excuse us, Miss Ann.
That's final, gentlemen. You go my way, use my stations, or you'll have to get along without me.
Well, Marquette, we certainly could have used your experience. but not at the expense of 600 extra miles.
Sorry, Russell, but that's it.
Well, anyway, Mr. Marquette, you'll join the party for the rest of the evening?
Delighted, Mr. Arneson. Mixing business with pleasure would be a foolish thing to do, gentlemen.
Mr. Cotton, you know Mr. Russell of Russell, Majors and Waddell?
Yes. How are you?
And Mr. Arneson?
I think we all know Mr. Cotton.
Sam and I have had business dealings before. Are you thinking of coming in on the Pony Express?
Thought I might ride the pony away as Mr. Russell?
Good.
What's the deal?
They should force the Pony Express through. You'd lose your mail subsidy. Maybe we'd lose each other.
Well, how would you stop them?
First thing they'll do is to go to Washington to try to get a franchise and a subsidy. They won't get them. I'll see to that. You were saying?
I made a mistake. I underestimated Cotton.
You overestimated the value of his dance hall.
I'm having a good deal of trouble trying to remember business when I look at you.
Careful, Cotton's watching.
Sam, are you enjoying yourself?
Oh, yes. Fancy doings, Anne. Tell me something.
Yes.
When they go after a man's scalp in Washington, do they always invite him to the war dance first?
One vote will do it. I think Senator Allen might be inclined to take advantage of Mrs. Arneson's innocence to ask her about her husband's business.
Heaven help anyone who tries to take advantage of Mrs. Arneson.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention for a moment, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I think most of you have met our partner, Sam Cotton, tonight. Sam.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be hard for me to tell you how we're going to run the ponies from Missouri to California, but it's just as easy to show you. If you'll all step this way, please. We had the postmaster in Philadelphia put a timestamp on that, sir.
Man alive. You beat the railroad's time by an hour.
Yes, but we'll never get their passenger business away from them.
But I don't understand, Mr. Marquette. There are no Indians between here and Philadelphia, are there?
Indians, Mrs. Arneson? Of course there are no Indians in Maryland. Why do you ask?
Well, everyone knows that a horse can run fast if no one bothers it.
Oh, I see. Then you have doubts about the ability of the Enterprise to avoid clashes with the Redskins?
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. My husband doesn't like me to talk business.
Not at all, madam. Not at all. I'm sure Mr. Arneson has nothing to conceal.
Good afternoon, Mr. Arneson.
What are you doing here, Mr. Marquette?
Pardon me, sir.
Beginning to feel sorry you didn't come into the Pony Express?
Why, Mr. Arneson, my bread and butter is here. Once the ponies start carrying the mail, Congress is going to be mighty stingy with mail subsidies for stagecoaches. And stagecoaches are what I live by, sir.
Ah, they are slow and lumbering. Good enough for passengers and express.
And safe enough for the United States mail.
So are the ponies.
What, without a guard?
Well, no Indian will ever attack them except to get the horse.
Now you're quoting Cotton, sir. A cowboy with nothing to lose.
Don't be such a poor loser, Marquette. Why don't you stop your whining?
Dad! Oh, Dad, what is it?
My heart. Yeah, you were right, young man. I shouldn't smoke. My doctor told me so. I'm sorry, my child. Perhaps I have been painting, washing a little bit too red.
We lost. Ponies are too dangerous for the United States mails.
Lost?
I was sure of Allen. But he changed his mind overnight.
Well, too bad, friends. Say, Cotton, how about selling those horses to me at a reduction in price, of course?
Why don't you shut up? Gentlemen, you're a bunch of tin horns. You don't even believe your own spiel.
Remember, Dad, the Rothschilds became one of the greatest banking houses in Europe because they hired their own relay riders to tell them before anyone else of events that might cause a rise or fall in the money market.
You're supposed to be a banker too, Mr. Arneson. And Russell, you're a partner in one of the largest mercantile companies in the country. I guess a gambling house cowboy will have to tell you your business. What's the matter with the Pony Express carrying the letters the regular mail is too slow to carry?
And there's no law against it. If you charge more than the regular mail.
Certainly, and you can make a lot of money. And it's legal, too.
Well, I have some money that says it'll work.
So has my bank.
Well, Mr. Marquette, have you got any mail bags you'd like to sell? I seem to have turned into a businessman. Wonder how that happened.
Doggone the Pony Express. We've been in the trail a week already and only spotted places for a couple of dozen stations, let alone building. Give me 3. And all because you want to drag that young Ann lady down to your own low level. Now, what's got him all riled?
Snake, probably.
Sam? Yeah. You got away in his horse. Feisty, weren't it?
Uh-huh. He tried to make it look like I was killed by an Indian horse thief.
Doggone him. He sure is a feuding fool, ain't he? Just because he was throwed out of the happy chance.
Or else he's working for Marquette.
Where's this rig for?
Station 48, Julesburg, Colorado. How long do you think it'll take me, Mr. Cotton?
30 days ought to see you starting home empty. Never mind that gun. Get over there. Hello, Manuel.
Sam, glad to see you.
So this is your friend, huh?
He's my friend.
You still working for Marquette?
Yes, he is. I came here, me and my wife, to send Joe to work for you. Our friend, Sam Cotton.
All right, Cotton, put up that gun. I'll answer for him. Seems to be a little misunderstanding, gentlemen. I was angry at Manuel and asked Feisty here to get him out of my office, but I certainly didn't expect anything like this.
I come to work for Sam, me and Anita.
Sorry, Cotton, I can't give these people much of a reference. They walked out on me and left one of my stations unattended except for a hostler.
Is that right, Manuel?
That is so. Word come around, whoever worked for Marquette must fight Sam Cotton. I'm your compadre. I no fight you, so I quit.
Nonsense. These prairie dogs can't tell the difference between business rivalry and a battle. Gunfighting is all they know.
That listens well, coming from the man who pays Feisty here.
All right, Cotton. Come on inside and I'll buy you a drink.
You see, Feisty, that's the way the big boys do it. The friendly approach. And then the knife right in the back.
Cotton, you won't provoke me into a fight in your own hometown.
No?
No.
Manuel, see me later.
See.
We'll fix you up with a good station.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome home, Sam.
Your line set up, partner, from the muddy Missouri to the sparkling Pacific or thereabouts. You got a Pony Express. And me, I got a weariness from the saddle.
Hey, put these horses in the company stable.
Yes, sir.
Well, Dringo, you glad to be back?
Dringo got himself in the Calabazoo in Santa Fe, so I put him on the wagon. He's too dry to talk. See you later, Mr. Russell.
I'll bring it to you.
Sam!
Judge, how are you?
Oh, fine, fine. Chipper, chipper.
Oh, well. How long has Marquette been in town?
About a week.
What's he up to?
I don't know.
Well, what's the gossip?
Well, the town's all upset about the grand fiesta for the opening of your new express line. Women folks have been sewing on their new clothes day and night. Some of them cowboys rode all the way across Kansas to reserve time in my bathtub. And that fluff that's married to the banker Arneson went way down to New Orleans for a new suit of clothes.
Why, Sam and me?
Oh, Judge. Did Ann Arneson go to New Orleans for a new dress, too?
No, she's been playing nurse to her father while you was away. Arneson's a pretty sick man, Sam.
Much Eastern money in town, Judge?
A mint. Why, if we had the old happy chance of the old sheriff...
Yes, but we haven't. Oh, did Ann ask about me while I was away?
As a matter of fact, the Arneson girl was pretty annoyed that you were gone so long. But I was talking business, Sam.
Did you ever see the judge get his tail twisted? Listen. Judge, I'm going to sell my Pony Express stock.
Sam, you're getting your senses back. Sam Cotton Expressman. Suppose now you'll open the biggest saloon in the West, huh? Maybe Sacramento.
Sam, have you taken leave of your senses after all the trouble you've been to build it up?
Why, Judge, I never aimed to settle down and hit single to a desk. My mama never raised any pencil pushers.
Why, there'll be plenty of man work, son. Man alive. Why, this is just the kind of an investment I've always wanted for you. Safe, interesting, got a future.
Well, maybe so, but I'm going to sell it.
Well, what about the girl? If you walk out on her pappy when you're sick, she'll never talk to you again.
Didn't you tell me that she was just yearning for my return? Well, if she is, that's all I bargained for. So instead of Pony Express, here I come, it's Pony Express, goodbye. I know how to handle a woman in love.
Well, if you're going to take advantage of the girl with a trick like that, all I got to say is you ain't got a soul in you bigger than a hummingbird. And I, for one, won't be a party to it. No, I won't.
Damn, Cotton, you're a conceited young jackanapes. Ann Arneson's a lady of breeding and character, and the judge is right. Figuring the way you do, she's gonna turn again you for good and all. The trouble with you, Sam, is you just ain't the type to associate with a lady. Now, me, I get manners, I have. And if I were 20 years younger, I'd be a welcome ornament in any drawing room. Yes, sir. But you're just a low, ignorant roughneck. You're gonna get what you deserve. What kind of stuff is that? Give me a glass of milk, Al.
Well.
How do you do?
How do you do? Come right in. Come right in. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Yes, I knew you were in town, but I didn't expect you quite so soon.
Well, I was just around the corner shopping.
That's fine. Well, now, I shall come right to the point.
Please do so.
Tell me, are you familiar with the ethics guiding the behavior of an attorney?
I suppose they have to feel sorry when they rob their own clients.
Oh, quite so, quite so. However, that is not the ethic with which we are concerned today, Miss Arneson. The truth is, I am about to betray the confidence of a client. Frightful behavior, frightful. Why, I could be dismissed from the St. Joseph Bar Association, if there were one.
I'll tell you.
Pardon me. The client in question is Mr. Sam Cotton. Miss Arneson, Sam is going to sell his stock in the Pony Express Company.
Why? Oh, but he just got back. He doesn't know my father's ill.
He is quite aware of that fact. I informed him of it myself. I might even go so far as to say that has influenced his decision. May I be frank?
For goodness sake, go ahead.
The young man's interest in the Pony Express was first aroused by a desire to, further his acquaintance with you.
That's a very pretty lawyer's way of putting it. What he wants is for me to fawn over him like those dance hall girls.
And he thinks you're about ready to do it, after which he'll cash his stock, leave town, and never come back.
You're quite bright, aren't you, Judge?
Yeah, I'll make that admission. Pardon me.
I think I know just what to do.
And so when it came time for me to say goodbye, she said she'd get her dad to give me a half interest in the mine if I'd only stay. And she'd been to high school, too.
You certainly are a devil among the ladies.
No gal that would act like that's a lady. Now, 20 years ago.
Yes, Sir Dringo, that's absolutely right.
Now, wait a minute. I ain't even begun to tell the story.
That's what I said.
You had not let him rile you that way, Judge. He was only fooling about selling his stock.
He was? Oh, my goodness.
Howdy, Mrs. Arneson. Is your daughter around?
And shopping in Zimmerman.
For the fiesta? I understand you're going to do the occasion proud with a New Orleans dress.
That's true. If you're going in, will you please tell Ann to hurry?
Certainly.
Peter, I told you he saw us in Santa Fe.
Don't change the subject. Cotton's back. That means the Pony Express is ready to run.
But, Peter, I'm worried. You've got to get rid of Cotton. Couldn't you...
Not yet, Kathy. Not yet. Get rid of Cotton now, and Russell will throw an army of men along the Pony line to hold it. He'll know he's under attack.
But if Cotton tells my husband that instead of going to New Orleans to get a gown, I went to Santa Fe on a gambling spree with you, he'll... Oh, Peter, I'm tired of this. And now to be scared as well.
You've got nothing to be scared of. Sam Cotton is a Westerner, a cowboy. He wouldn't blacken a lady's name.
You're right, of course. I know these chivalrous fools. And with Michael so ill, too. But the shock would kill him, and Cotton... Oh, Peter, let's talk about something bright and gay and... What are you thinking about?
About a sick old man that a shock would kill. About your husband.
I'm tired of thinking about it. I wasn't made for sick rooms or for intrigues on dusty little streets. I'm tired of waiting. Sometimes I hate it, and hating it, I hate you, too.
You want to get loose? You want to break your chains? You want to pull out of this for good?
When?
Now. Tonight or tomorrow. You keep on talking about wanting to do something. Very well, then do it. Go to your husband and tell him about Santa Fe. Brag about it. Throw it in his face. Stuff it down his throat.
But...
You want him to live? What do you think the price of power is, Kathy? You want your freedom and a bank thrown in just for smiling at a senator?
That senator stopped the government backing for the Pony Express Company.
Oh, here comes young love.
We'd be delighted to go, Mr. Marquette, if only Michael were well enough. Finish your shopping, dear?
Yes,
See you tonight, then.
Yes, tonight.
Goodbye.
How much longer do I have to wait before I can take that guy?
This is nice, isn't it?
Yes.
I hate crowds.
So do I.
Oh, your hat. It'll be safe here. You can watch and see that no one takes it.
Thanks.
I suppose in St. Joseph, a young lady who drank a whole bottle of wine with a visitor would be considered indiscreet.
Yeah, I expect so. But you know,
But then, conventions in Europe are different, you know. After all, I'd rather not be stuffing, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
American men, especially Westerners, are so slow. One has to be so careful of gossip.
You know, Anne, in the long nights out there on that prairie, this is what I used to think of.
Was it?
Yes, I've had a hard life. Long rides, dry camps. Do you, Anne? And you know, lying out there under those prairie stars, with no noise but that of my pony grazing, and maybe the howl of a coyote or two. And you know, I used to think...
You thought, you Cyril Saw, saloon keeper, you never thought about anything but yourself in your life. So you were going to sell out of the Pony Express Company, were you? You came up here to convince me you were my friend, and then leave my poor sick father to find someone else to run his Pony Express Company, just when he needed you most.
Yes, but I didn't mean it. I only said it to rile the judge.
I don't care whether you meant it or not. You said it.
Why, with one stroke, Al, Gringo here could set you up as the most famous barber in the state of Missouri and all points west. But will he do it?
Oh, hush your fuss, Judge. You talk too much.
Deal me in, Ringo.
Sure.
I'll have a stack, Al.
Judge is trying to talk Drinko and let me shave off his whiskers.
Yeah?
Strange aromas of this bottle, Al.
I noticed that myself. Smell like champagne wine.
Pass.
I'll open.
Have a pleasant evening, Sam.
Are you going to play cards or ladies' whist?
Oh, manners, Sam, manners. This is a gentlemanly game, an occasion for the interchange of ideas and reminiscences, not a matter of cutthroat gambling. Tell us of your sojourn, son.
Give me 3 cards.
Sorry, Judge. Our partner must have got himself outsmarted. Told you that gal was a lady. This tastes like champagne water.
I swear I ain't ever had a drop of that stuff in my place.
Funny the tricks a gal will learn in the East. Did you have a nice bath, Sam?
Yes, I had a bath, 2 of them, and I changed clothes. Now let's play cards. I open, so I'll bet.
Call it.
I got 2 pair.
At beach.
Looks like Miss Arneson's out kind of late tonight. Leastwise, her horse is.
Say, you know, it's a funny thing. This morning, the four of us knew something. And by this evening, Ann knew it too. Dringo, what's the only good lawyer?
A dead lawyer.
Right.
Pretty soon the doctor is going to get a hurry call. When he drives in his rig from the livery stable, the night man's going into Al's for a late drink.
He usually does every night about midnight. I've been standing around this place so long I could tell you what everybody in this town
When the night man goes in, Sam Cotton is going to come out and go uptown in a hurry. And when he does, a fellow who was waiting behind that big sycamore in front of Arneson's.
Where have you been, my dear? It's past 11.
Out. With another man.
There's Peter Marquette, huh? It's nice of him to square you around while I'm ill. I'm afraid it's been very dull for you.
Yes, it's been dull. But it's been better since you've been ill. At least you haven't been able to follow me around with your possessive, boastful old man's eyes.
Kathy, have you gone mad?
You're the one that's been mad. Mad to think that anyone could love you except for your money. You thought I went to New Orleans to buy gowns for your Pony Express opening, didn't you? You're a fool. What did I need a gown for? There isn't going to be any opening. I'll see to that. You've always been so proud, Michael Arneson. You did me a great favor to marry me, didn't you? The great banker and the poor little piano teacher. The king and the beggar maid. Well, no one will ever have to do me a favor again. I'll have your bank, your fine house, your fine name.
I see. Kathy?
Somebody after the dock, I'll bet.
Can't open.
Just to get her started.
You know, a lawyer who'd cheat on a client would cheat at cards.
In that case, my losing exonerates me on both counts.
How many you want?
1. Never trust a lawyer, Sam.
3. You want to learn the rules of evidence and investigation, Sam. Check to those one-card drawers. For instance, the past behavior of man is of great importance. Why, only today, who was it that deplored a certain gentleman's attitude toward a certain lady?
Past behavior of some people is always grounds for hanging.
Bet 50. You got something there, Judge.
I was right. There goes the doc's rig.
Dringo, did you see Ann Arneson today?
Bet you 25. Let's stick to the matter in hand. Staying, Judge?
Busy night tonight.
Got a hunch you better stay out.
And 25 more. You know, Dringo, the more I think about it, the more I think maybe the judge has got something.
And raise you 50.
Arneson's man rode down for the dock. Arneson's pretty sick.
Oh, I'd better get over to the Arnesons. I'll call you, Dringo. I got 4 10s.
Well, I get
Oh, bluffing, huh? Al, you can settle up with me later for these chips.
Poor girl. There's my 4 kings. Hey, Sam, Sam.
Drumming up a little business for you, Doc. Better look him over.
dislocated shoulder.
How's Arneson?
He's gone.
Better get him to your office and fix him up.
Well, I'll have to get my carriage.
Step over to Russell, Majors, and Waddell's and ask Mr. Russell if he's going to sign the payroll check for the Pony Express Company. Mr. Arneson failed to sign it before he, Have you got that, young man?
Yes, Mr. Simmons.
Mr. Simmons, here's a report on fiduciaries. Mr. Arneson always got up himself. Now, who?
All purely bank affairs are to be brought to me. All matters pertaining to the Pony Express Company will be put on Mr. Arneson's desk to await Mr. Russell. Have you got that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Simmons.
Oh, young man, put on your hat and go up to Mrs. Arneson's. You are to put yourself at her service. Take as much of the burden off her as possible without forgetting your place. Have you got that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Simmons. But Mr. Simmons, Mrs. Arneson.
It was kind of you to come in, Mrs. Arneson, but completely unnecessary. The bank...
The bank, Mr. Simmons, is without a president.
But as cashier, I am legally entitled to sign...
Mr. Simmons, I wish you to summon the directors of the bank to a meeting immediately. While they're getting here, bring me the books. If the gentlemen wish to know the purpose of the meeting, it's to elect me principal stockholder president. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am, Mrs. Arneson. Mr. Russell, sir. Mrs. Arneson's here. She says she's going to run the bank.
Oh, poor woman. No doubt she's worried. It's a good thing Arneson left his affairs in order. It can be a hard world for a widow. Mrs. Arneson, this is no place for you to be today.
I would expect you to say that, Mr. Russell.
Well, as your husband's closest business associate, I assure you, I'm glad to assure you, that I shall do exactly as he would have done for my widow in the same circumstances. Your interest...
Is there any doubt in your mind as to who's going to take charge of my interests?
Why, no, Mrs. Arneson, it's all settled. Mr. Simmons is a very competent banker, if unimaginative, and I shall handle the Pony Express matters personally.
Mr. Russell, as Mr. Arneson's widow, I am his chief heir. I shall take good care to see that my interests are protected by protecting them myself.
I see. Well, how about Arneson's daughter?
I'm sure you'll find that Mr. Arneson's will leaves me guardian of my stepdaughter.
Yes. Well, in the matter of the Pony Express Company, Arneson was only a minority stockholder. My firm and Senator Gwynn's interests both hold large blocks of stock. Sam Cotton has some, too. So if you'll let me have the Pony Express books, I'll be on my way.
Mr. Simmons, bring me the account of Russell, Majors, and Waddell.
No, Mr. Simmons. The Pony Express books. They're separate accounts, Mrs. Arneson.
Mr. Simmons, if you wish to remain connected with this bank, you'll learn to do what I tell you. At once.
Gently does it, Mrs. Arneson, gently does it. Mr. Simmons has been with this bank since he was 15 years old.
Which does not make an orphan asylum of a financial institution. This bank is carrying your firm almost completely, Mr. Russell.
Naturally, madam. Russell, Majors, and Waddell is a mercantile house. We do all our business on credit.
And if that credit were canceled?
You have me, madam. Over a barrel. Just what is it you want?
You're a very clever businessman. You know when you're whipped. There will be no Pony Express Company, Mr. Russell.
But vast sums have been invested in stations and horses.
No Pony Express Company at all.
There's a payroll to be met today. When the men are paid, they'll be told that their services are no longer required.
Then you must devise another means of letting them know. They are not going to be paid.
Then I'll pay them out of my own account.
Do you really love me, Peter? Really and truly?
Certainly, darling. You know I do.
You'd better. Forever and ever. Don't ever grow cold to me, Peter. I'll have to ruin you like I did Sam Cotton this morning. Like I could have ruined Russell.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. What is all this?
I'm free. What is it the cowboys say? I'm in the saddle.
Don't try to boss me, Kathy. Don't try it. You need me more than I need you or any other woman in this world.
We'll see. We've a lifetime ahead of us to find out in.
That's right.
Now, kiss me and go away. I've work to do. I expect Sam Cotton to come here as mad as a bull when he finds out I've wrecked the Pony Express. I prefer to handle him myself.
Delighted, my queen. Your subject hears and obeys. But, my pet, if you think you're scaring me with Cotton, if you think I'll come to heel like a good little doggy for fear you'll still back the Pony Express, forget it, darling.
I'm a determined woman, Peter. I have what I want, including you. Now forget your pretty speeches.
I'm speaking of an accident that happened to Sam Cotton last night. So there's no reason to...
You sent for me, Mrs. Arneson?
Why, no, Mr. Cotton. I have no business with you.
Well, it'll soon be noon. And the boys down at the Pony Barn will be expecting their money for Saturday night.
I thought I made myself clear to Mr. Russell. There is no Pony Express.
Mrs. Arneson, I love ladies, but they certainly keep a man guessing. Now, anybody that didn't know ladies the way I do would think you meant to run this bank. Lucky I know you're just play acting.
Mr. Cotton, I'm a very busy woman. My husband was a sick old man. While he was alive, I indulged this hobby, this Pony Express plaything to keep him happy. Surely you don't expect me to throw good money after bad now.
No, I don't. I wish you'd hush your pretty mouth. You didn't love your husband. You didn't indulge him or anything but your own slick self. You're not going to run this bank or anything but yourself right out of town.
Peter.
Oh, Marquette. There's a little present for you.
Thank you.
Oh, Judge, come in here.
Yes, sir.
Now, Judge, I want you to kind of curb me down if I say something that isn't strictly legal and correct. Not to mention ungentlemanly.
At your service, sir.
In the first place, Ann Arneson is something short of 21.
Just 3 months, yes.
Which makes her an infant in the court.
Though competent socially and a good hand with champagne.
Let's stick to the business in hand, Judge.
Peter, get the town marshal. My office is not a stage for ex-saloon keepers and disreputable lawmongers.
Delighted.
I love a spirited woman, Mrs. Arneson. But we're being ladies and gentlemen here. I don't like to remind you that you're in a bank president's office and not a cantina in Santa Fe. What I'm driving at is that we have a court order.
An injunction.
Which prevents you from interfering with the Pony Express. And inasmuch
as it was a deceased, obvious, and expressed intent to make of said Pony Express Company a going concern, profitable to said minor child, one Ann Arneson, daughter of the deceased.
They're bluffing, Kathy. Wait till we get my company lawyer.
Just a minute, Marquette. I'll take it from here, Judge. Because what I'm going to say from here on out is strictly illegal and ungentlemanly. I wouldn't want you to dirty your legal hands with it. Mrs. Arneson, you're leaving our midst. St. Joseph is going to have to get along without you. I don't care where you go, as long as it's far away and right now. Maybe Santa Fe.
Peter, do something.
Let him talk.
What do you think this town would do to a woman who'd go to Santa Fe with a man while her husband was dying?
The West will always take a woman's word against a man.
Oh, yes, I forgot to tell you something. You remember Senor Alvarez, the Mexican consul in Santa Fe? I believe you had some business dealings with him, didn't you, Marquette? Well, it so happens he's here right now. He's going to represent the government of Mexico opening day of our Pony Express.
I'll tell him that...
What? That you weren't married to Marquette there? Or that you've just been living with Arneson here? You'd better take what money you have from your private account, Mrs. Arneson. Because going away with this gentleman, you'll need it.
Mr. Simmons, I'm closing my personal account. Will you take care of it?
Yes, ma'am. What time will the directors' meeting be?
There will be no directors' meeting.
And there'll be no Pony Express either, you know.
Oh, no?
No.
You're all through, Marquette.
Kathy Arneson may be through. I'm just starting. Gentlemen, delighted.
Sam, do you think that...
It's time to stop thinking and start acting. Marquette will buy enough guns to try and stop the first ponies.
And that's just about all it'll take. Nobody'll ever trust a mailman who lost his first letter.
It does sound a mite careless, doesn't it? Shall we go? Oh, Anne. How about your dad?
Yes, I know. You don't have to say it. How long will you be gone, Sam?
I don't know. She's a big country and a long pony line. Me and Dringo will try and figure out where Marquette will hit first. See what happens from there.
You really think there's a fight left in Marquette?
Don't you?
Oh, I don't know. I never know with you. You might use Marquette as a blind to invent some funny reason of your own.
Such as?
Well, you might go west to find a buyer for your Pony Express stock. You wanted to sell once, remember?
Yes, I remember. Step aside, gentlemen, and let my best girl through to see the elephants. I never talk to a young lady when there are lawyers present. Well, Judge, how about hunting up Dringo and telling him to get the outfit ready to roll?
With pleasure, Sam. Happy to oblige.
Oh, and tell him I want Manuel and Anita to roll, too.
See you at Al's before you ride, Sam.
All right.
What did you mean about the elephant?
Well, it's just a thing you say when... Anne, what's on your mind?
Who is Anita?
Oh, she's a little Spanish gal.
Oh, young?
Mm-hmm. And pretty, too.
Sam.
Yes, Manuel.
The judge, he say we go today.
Well, Dringo and I'll travel faster, so we'll go on ahead. But you'll follow the pony line until you come to Station 94. That's yours.
See. Anita.
Si, Manuel. Why, Sam Cotton. Sam, listen. As long as they're going, why couldn't I go too?
Hey, what is this? You fallen in love with the cowboy?
Certainly not. But after what's happened, I just hate to stay here and
No,
enjoy...
Dice. We're not traveling together, and they're not coming back. I don't know just where I'm going, and...
And, in a word, no.
You're a smart gal.
All right, then, this is goodbye. Your partners are waiting for you.
Adios.
Attention, please. Before I take the liberty of explaining some of the details of this Pony Express, I wish to introduce a very distinguished visitor, Senor Alvarez.
Friends, on behalf of the Pony Express Company and the great state of California, I want to welcome you all here today. In 2 minutes, the first pony will leave here for the fair city of St. Joseph in the noble state of Missouri. And 2 great states will be united by that tenuous line of these sturdy horses galloping day and night. 156 stations.
An average speed of better than 200 miles every 24 hours.
A new horse every 8 miles in the mountains.
Every 15 miles in the prairie.
A new rider 4 times a day.
2 of the mightiest mountain ranges in the world.
Swollen rivers.
Burning heat.
Hostile Indians.
Snow-filled passes.
The greatest horses.
The greatest riders
in the world.
Got him off. Stop worrying. It will be all right. I hope so.
Dringo, you know what day this is?
I wish I had as much to drink as I knowed what day it is.
Does it mean anything to you?
Sure, teacher. It means I'm thirsty.
You know, just about now, the ponies are leaving Sacramento and St. Joe.
Well, fine. Now we'll start making money.
Well, what are we doing out here now?
Well, I come along because I thought you knowed.
Yeah, but where's Marquette? He's got to hit this line someplace. And the way things are, he's not going to let us just start running. We've been out here 2 weeks looking and not a single little sign.
It's either Marquette or engines or lightning. Now, there ain't been no thunder, so it ain't lightning. All right. That leaves engines and Marquette. Now, the engines in here are old Wessex driving. They're friendly. That leaves Marquette.
I swear, sometimes I think I'll turn you out to pasture and just let you run. What in the world are you talking about?
I'm talking about that smoke yonder, which is our station, 79, afire.
Why didn't you tell me before?
I hate to fight in an empty stomach. Wait a minute.
You're Fred Willis from 79, aren't you?
Yeah, horse. They shot Higgins and run off the stock, all of them. Not a horse left. Then they burned the hay in the station down. Oh, I did my best, Mr. Cotton. Honest, I did.
That's all right, Fred. You couldn't do anything.
Higgins couldn't do anything either. He tried to fight, but they shot him down. Why, there was a whole tribe of the murdering devils. Higgins killed one, but they got him and took his scalp.
Scalp? What are you trying to say, man?
Sure, they took his scalp.
Ringo, you ditch the pack. Put Fred here on the mule. I'll wait for you at what's left of 79.
Shoshone.
Wasak's younger son, Tobak.
I'd have sworn if ever two white men had an Indian friend, Wassac was ours. 6 weeks ago, me and him and you was smoking a pipe together.
Those hoof marks. Did you ever see an Indian pony shod?
White man dressed as Indians.
Now you're getting smart.
Marquette ain't.
Fred, you ride to 80 and bring the guard there back here.
Birch's guard at 80.
And bring 2 horses for the men when they come through and enough grain for 4 days.
Yes, sir.
Ringo, you ride back and stop Manuel. He shouldn't be too far behind us now. And tell him to hide Anita and not to make any smoke. Then you go on to Wadey and take Manuel with you. You'll be guard there until you hear from me. I'll make the relief rider get enough sleep and... Wait a minute. I don't have to tell you what to do.
No, she ain't my first fight.
You ring-tailed old baboon.
You low-down ornery skunk.
Where's he going?
He's taking Tobac's war beats home to his folks.
What are you going to 80 for?
They won't stop at burning down one station. 80 will be the next. They gotta take out 6 in a row to really stop a rider.
I've heard that Sam Cotton was a fighting man. But the Indians will kill him first and then maybe find out later that he didn't kill Tobac and you'll be wiped out at 80.
Tell you something. Sam drew an ace of spades just before we started out here. Let's go.
Yeah.
This war party?
Tribe's jumpy, Cotton. Young Tobac's been missing a week.
Wasak, I bring you news of your son.
Talk to me.
Towback's lying dead at my dry lake station.
Make your play. Talk fast.
My station's been burned, but one of my men got away. He said that Indians did it, and there's Towback's body to prove he's right.
You should have had better sense than to come up here and declare war. Chief says close the powwow and ride. But once you're out of our country, the peace is off.
You're a hot-blooded bunch of braves, aren't you? I came here to tell you how I read the sign. Do you want to hear it, or shall we fight it out now because the Shoshone is too stupid to listen?
Your talk is brave. See, can you talk smart?
Smart enough. I'm only human. I've got an enemy. Name Marquette. You know him, Pete.
Keep talking.
All right. I think my enemy is your enemy. I think he caught Tobacco out hunting and killed him. Dressed his gunmen like Indians and left Tobacco's body as evidence.
You tell a straight story.
Whoever did the burning had iron shoes on their horses. Is that a Shoshone trick?
Chief says he'll put it up to the medicine men. They'll know if you're lying. Give me your guns.
Gringo.
I'm on guard. This is a spooky country.
Amigo, yes. Trouble's come.
Jingo, where's Sam?
Oh, no. You little devil. Hid in the wagon, huh?
Jingo, where is Sam?
There's been trouble. Sam's gone to an Indian rancherie, see if they'll help us.
Friendly Indians?
Well, that's what he went to find out.
He's a reckless idiot.
He never dressed to be no ribbon clerk. Manuel, Sam says for you to come with me. We'll make a stab at Holden Station 80. You ladies got to hide till we send for you.
I won't hide while Sam's
Stop play acting. You'll hide.
They're breaking trail for you up ahead.
Back, eh? Come on in.
Plan worked.
Good.
Cotton's gone off up Snake Creek to argue with the Shoshones. There's only Dringo and a hostler at the Hanging Rock Station.
How about the guard?
He's going back to Dry Lake Station with Willits.
Well, this Indian thing is well established. He won't have to do any more fancy dress stuff the next time we attack. There won't be anybody alive to tell about it.
Hey, lady, how about fixing me a cup of coffee? It's chilly riding up that canyon.
All right, Matt. Go on out, get some rest. We've got to get those stations just before the riders come through. You mustn't give them a chance to reroute and go around us.
I've made my decision, Peter. I'm leaving. I'll get one of the men to ride with me as far as Salt Lake City and... Why, Peter? Surely the great Marquette wouldn't try to hold a woman after she had decided to leave.
You've miscalculated, Kathy. You see, my dear, I fell in love with you, but I've got to be boss. Your little flurry of power back in St. Joe went to your head. You'll be much easier to get along with when you forget to be proud, my dear. I'll come back here for you after we've taken care of Cotton and his Pony Express.
And if you don't come back, I couldn't walk out of here.
But you love me, Kathy, don't you? You wouldn't want to live without me, would you now?
Sam, they've made up their mind.
Every inch a lady, not a day over 16. You don't have to believe me, but the cuspidors in their father's parlor was gold-plated. Every one of them. Well, sir, she was so fond and loving that it just broke my heart to have to leave her. But I promised Rita I'd come back to her in the spring. And I've always been a man of my word, so I saddled my old bronc, and I headed for old Mexico. And when next I saw her, she was married to a bartender.
You are firing at something, gringo?
Am I firing at something? Sure, I'm firing at a bunch of marauding devils that's trying to sneak up on the station.
Whoever's holding that roof is still firing, but he can't hold out long.
All right, let's rush him. Cotton. Get Kathy, will you?
Sure I will. Where is she?
Mountains. Left of the wolves and Indians. Get her, will you?
Sure, but where?
Mountains. No horse. Sure death. Get her.
Well, where is she?
Qué bueno que no vino más cerca. I said it's good he didn't come any closer.
Am I glad to see you? Got clipped, huh?
Marquette'll never do it again.
Good. Sure was close here.
You can put my brand on that.
Yes, sir. Sure was close. Hey, looky! Look at him come! Here's another! Come on! Let's go! Come on! Come on! Keep going! business.
Friends, adios. Gringo, when you finish up here, take the pony trail home. If I'm not at the Julesburg station, wait for me.
You mean you smelled out some more trouble?
Yeah, the fancy kind. Marquette left Kathy Arneson up some canyon for coyote bait. I'm backtracking his trail to find her.
Woman, I tell you to wait till I come for you.
When there is no more firing, I come. Do you think I want strangers to bury you?
Why, where's Sam?
He's all right, miss. Marquette creased him in the shoulder a little, but not enough to matter. He's like old Manuel and me, just too ornery to kill.
Oh.
He's gone trailing off into the hills after your ma.
My what?
Yeah, before he cashed in his checks, Marquette told him he'd left the lady up a canyon. Sam's back trailing Marquette to find her.
He would.
The old wampers get hightailed it out of here so fast he never stayed long enough to see if any of Marquette's boys was whole enough to talk.
And one of them was?
Sure. Now look. Looky. You go straight ahead here.
Put your gun away. I'm here alone. Sam Cotton never needed a gun with a lady.
Marquette's dead, Mrs. Arneson.
So I'm on my own again. My men don't last. Don't expect me to shed any tears. He left me here to die. I'm making coffee, Sam.
You look nice doing it. I'll take you out in the morning and put you on the trail to someplace.
Sam's horse. You better wait here. There might be trouble.
Another man would let me die. You're too big to carry a grudge against a woman. Don't take me just someplace. Take me to California.
Kathy!
It's no use, Ann. She's done for. It was feisty. I don't think he meant to do it. I think the bullet ricocheted.
You know he was here?
Yeah, I saw his horses in the corral.
I can't help feeling sorry for her.
Neither can I. But she gave you a bad deal. All she got for her trouble was an untimely death. Well, that does it. The Pony Express will make you a very rich girl.
Yes, but I'd rather be happy. Think you can do it, Sam?